Welcome back to a special episode of Coaching Up, starring the Tren twins and their new coach, Kyle Wilkes. And this is a very special episode. You know why? Because the Tren twins get to experience a lot of what you guys probably are recently in your life. And that is the uncomfortable feeling of actually controlling the weight and how much harder it actually gets. So we're going to watch this episode, guys. It's a breakthrough episode. One of those things where I just love to see people learn. And then you can see what it feels like to learn. And it's not like one of those things where I'm like, I told you so. This is not a I told you so moment. This is a better option moment. Let's watch. All right, so they're training legs today, guys. The T twins are big. They got a ton of muscle already. Fairly good physiques they've already created with how they've been training. Period. That's it. That's all you gotta think about, guys. They already have a pretty good physique already from what they've already done thus far, which is the way they've been training has been very ballistic, heavy lifting, not that much time and attention, just like, you know, throwing the weights around. So first exercise, guys, we have just adductor. In and out. Controlling the weight, controlling it in, controlling it out. Warmed up a bit. Controlling the weight. Guys, okay, let me give you an understanding of like where I kind of started with coaching. When I got into the sport, I was basically training how I used to before. Very ballistic. I was coming from football. It's about throwing the weight around as much as I could. And then when it came to bodybuilding, it was just like adding more reps to how I was training. So just doing a lot of reps very ballistically, not that much time and attention or much control other than being able to know how to throw my weight around, how to really use momentum. Then I started getting coached by Neil Hill, and that was the time where I was putting more emphasis into time and attention. Now I always did when I was coaching before regardless. So when I went through like a mesocycle of some sort, at the beginning of a build phase, there would be a time and attention, you know, point of like 3, a second negative, the longer time and attention. Those things I did for coaching athletes. But when it came to bodybuilding, that's when I really started to really pay attention to time and attention. And Neil was one of those guys that was there really speaking mind and muscle connection. And him and Flex Lewis. And then there's other guys under him was like Matt Jansen. And I was coached by Matt Jansen as well too. And Matt Jansen was coaching Dallas McCarver, and he was coaching guys like Nick Walker and all these other guys, Ian Valera and all these guys who probably see training where they're lifting a lot of weight under control. This probably came from some, part of the tree that Neil was kind of at the start of. Kyle Wilkes is one of those guys. And he's applying that type of training, which is basically your hypertrophy. That's all it is. It's muscle hypertrophy. It's maxing it out and just like finding ways to intensify the sets by elongating the duration, increase the load by little by like a better range of motion and time and attention. That's the only thing they're changing, is just slowing the movements down, having more intention with it.
Come on. Yeah, you gotta rock it. Come on. I'm rocking. You do 600 fucking pounds. You can't fucking do this, please?
You hear that? You could do 600 pounds, but you can't do this. And it's like crazy to see. It's not really crazy to see. I'm not surprised whatsoever by this. And it's not a bad thing, because here's the thing about this. Now, because it happened to me. When I started training like this, I was like, it was the hardest. I've always trained hard. And I remember doing this set when I went and trained with Neil for the first time. And I've trained hard my entire life. That is my thing. And I did one session with him the first time I was down there with him, and I was like, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. And it wasn't stupid. It wasn't like he was doing stupid monster sets of some sort. It was literally just like contracting the muscle and giving my all until I actually could not do another rep. Like with great time and attention, contractions, and that's it. And then after that, I was like, yo, I can't go back. I cannot go back to how I trained before. I'm doing more in this session than I've ever done in my life, and I'm not lifting as heavy, but it was way more challenging. And I got way more of a stimulus from it. So like, and then and there I was like, that's it. I can't go back. I got to continue this route. I got to continue to find out what all this is all about in terms of like what's necessary to really build muscle. Hey, what's good, people? Struggling to keep up with your routine, or you feel like you're just spinning the wheels? Well, you came to the right place. Check out the link in the description below for my customized one-time training or nutrition plans. I'm also offering online coaching with weekly check-ins and unlimited contact with myself. And look, if you don't want to dive in right away and you have some questions, book yourself a video call with myself. And at the end of the consult, I deduct off any package that you pick. Anyway, guys, let's get back to the show. Let's jump over to these leg extensions. I want you to watch these lifts now. Watch them.
It's not exploding out of the bottom of a leg extension. Explode with a leg press or a squat.
Exactly. Drive at it. Flex. Look at the intention these guys have.
We got feathering.
Right? Everything. You see, everything is getting all of the attention. When you train that, look at the muscles being boom. Look at the top right there. At the top of the T is fully contracted. Controlling the weight. Drop it a bit. Hold a little longer.
2, 1 more. 1, 2, good. Touch me.
This is awesome.
1, way back. 2, slower.
And it's just, guys, and it's really just to see the benefits of training that way. You're like, go ahead, do like. There's always a time and a place for a strength phase and like the mesocycle, whatever, right? There's always time for that. But if your goal is to just build muscle, if your goal is just to build muscle, I want to look better. I want to bigger shoulders, bigger chest, nicer glutes, nicer legs, whatever it is. This is the route to go. There's a reason why all of us are basically, no matter if you're science-based like Jeff Nippard, no matter if you're like a science-based practical like Dr. Mike, no matter if you're a train harder than last time like Greg, you said, if we were like a train like myself, Johnny Shreve, or like a Mike, a Mike Van Wyck, we're all saying the same thing. Slow the rep down, control the weight, start from there, and then when you master that, continue from there. Add on, but never leave the realms of being able to contract and control your movement. No matter what you do, that is the goal, is the full range of motion and with intention when you're lifting.
2, good. Touch me. 1, way back. 2, slower. I would rush it. 3.
Right at the stretch.
Kick me. 4, that's it. Well, 8 more.
Right now, is this necessary? Like these type of movements here. Now, there's a good video that Dr. Mike has on his channel, and it's about basically like contracting the muscle in its lengthened position. So like, what's the better contraction if you're gonna do a partial? The proper way to do partials, and I'll do a video on that anyway. But like basically, what it comes down to is like the stretched portion of a partial is a lot more beneficial than doing the contracted part of the partial. So like, if it was a bicep curl, literally the example he did was pulling from here to here is way better than pulling from here to here, right? So right where he is at the stretch part of the contraction, he's stretching that quad. And is that added movement, is it necessary? I mean, it's good to add in there if you want to like intensify the set by some sort. But like for me, it's like at one point, are we actually done? Is there any stimulus going there, or are we just like moving the weight? We still want to make sure that at the end of the set, whether it's a hard set to a failing set, that to that last rep movement, you're still engaged, not just kind of like doing that kind of stuff, right? All right, so we got leg press.
5, 4,
Oof.
3, 2, go. Come on.
Now see right here, like for me, we can get a little deeper there for sure, but this is good for them. Like good on Kyle for getting them down that way anyway. You've watched sets of myself and Dr. Mike.
God! 1. 1 more. 1 more. I'm right here with you, Johnny. You fucking push. Move. Go. Go. Rest. Breathe. 1 left. Take your time with this one. In a full 1 second pause at the bottom. Up. Go. 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 Rack.
You see how slow that was? That is hard. That is hard. Every time I lifted with any of those guys doing it like that, regardless, if I did it faster, I can easily add another 4 plates on each side, 100%. Not bragging, I'm just saying what I know I can do. I know exactly what weight I need to use to be able to stimulate myself like that where it's super hard. So I know, I pre-pick my weights, and then if I'm feeling one day where I'm a little stronger, then I might up it a little bit, or I might just make the rep that much harder by just slowing it down even more. And I can promise you that they'll probably, if they're smart, I'm assuming they are, they will take their strength, and that's the best thing about it, right? And I always say this, they'll take their strength and use that to be able to control the weight even more, and they'll be able to jump up in weight. If their goal is to, I want to be super strong, which they probably will, and there's no problem with that. If they just do this and use their strength to control time and attention, in full range of motion, these guys are gonna be stronger than they've ever been, without having to put themselves in a place where they might get injured. Now, I'm not saying you're not gonna get injured doing slower movements, but you can see injury coming from a mile away. You can, easily. You can see it at the beginning of a rep. You can't see it when you're just letting it jump down and blasting it up.
Don't set a limit on what you think you can do. You guys are a lot fucking stronger than you think, but if you go into the set thinking like, oh, this is gonna be too heavy, you already defeated yourself. Control it. Stop. If I say stop at any point, you can stop. That's how you control everything. All right?
All the boxes is checked. That's how you coach. Kyle's a good coach. That's exactly what we're saying. I'm not the only one saying it. There's some other coaches out there that are just killing it. Kyle's a great coach. The intention, he's teaching these young men to control, because it's gonna take them, like, look, they're young. I'm 40. They're probably 15, almost 20 years younger than me. They're gonna continue to train until they're 40. They're gonna wanna be able to last and be able to do what I'm doing by the time they're 40. When I look at people in front of me that are 50 and they're in good shape, I look at them and be like, I wanna be able to do what they're doing when I'm 50. Because for the rest of our life, we're gonna be doing this thing on some way, shape, or form. And if you wanna be able to do it as long as you possibly can, then we gotta make the right steps right now to being smarter about your training. Understanding what your actual goals are, and then training that way specifically to be able to achieve those things. We don't have to throw weight around. We do not have to be fancy with weights. We could just be controlled. This is a regular ass leg press machine. And all they're doing is just controlling the weight. At any moment, he says, at any moment, if I say stop, you should be able to stop. And that is completely true. And you should tell yourself every single time you do that when you're doing any type of exercise. At any point, I should be able to stop this rep and take a picture. You should. You should be able to control it. If you can't, it might be at the last rep if you want to be pedantic about it, but regardless, at any part, you should be able to just be like, boom, stop. Control it wherever you're at. And that's when you get that much more muscle recruitment. Your muscle-mind connection that much better. You're slowing things down, you're thinking about it, you're feeling it. These guys are getting a blessing right now. This is the kind of coach that they needed. Someone that can sit there and tell them like, yo, he's got all of the gold. All the gold. With the strength, the genetics you guys have, you just control this weight, you're gonna create an unbelievable physique. Guess what? It's the same for you. It's the same thing for you. With the genetics that you have, and with the hard work that you have, if you just control the shit, you will create the best physique you've ever created for yourself. And that's all you need. Check it out, guys. At the end of these things, understand this. When you're doing leg press, Smith machine, any machine, the reason why most people don't go full range of motion is because they're scared that if they get it down, it won't be able to come back up. Guess what? Most machines have a bottom out. That means like if you don't get it up, you just get out of the machine. When I go to failure means I can no longer rack this thing. So whether I'm in a machine, Smith machine, a whatever leg press, hack squat, whatever it is, if I bottom it out, guess what? I just crawl out. Take the weights off, put it back up, and there you go. So don't be scared to go full range of motion because you're scared that something might happen. Understand that it will bottom out and you can just get out. Or set the safety bar or safety pins where it will let you bottom out. And then you have to be scared of going full range of motion. But regardless, you should be able to go full range of motion from the start, because if you can't do it without weight, you should be doing it with weight.
Rushing is easy and like, don't do it. 2 more, Chris. Come on. 1 more. 1 more.
You know what's cool about it? Like, as of right now when they're training, right? They're not talking much. You hear that? I want you to, we're gonna sit here like this. Right? His brother ain't chirping him. They're just quiet. He does his set. He sits back there. His brother can just be like, respect. Damn, that looked hard. I gotta do it too. Too tired to chirp each other. Too tired to be dicking around. Too tired to be doing anything but thinking about the next set. That's how you know you're training hard. Oh, and the pendulum? Dang, this workout's evil. Kyle trying to kill a man. And look how much weight's on that. 45 and a 25. No weight. No weight.
Don't rush. We got you. You can't get hurt. We have you right here. Go focus yourself. You go. 2 more. Go.
Yeah, man, this is awesome. Look at the weight. Look, control the weight.
Come on, Chris. Drive.
He does. He get up. If he can control the negative, He can get the positive. He can still control the negative. He's got reps in him. He's got reps in him. I know that.
You still got 5. You do 5 fucking more.
Don't ever try and rack it. Look, you see these guys?
So what the fuck was that?
Because you were yelling at me.
No, it's because you gave up on yourself in your head. Stop thinking you're gonna get hurt. You can't get hurt. We're right here. We have the stopper in place. So
I love it. Wilkes, man, I'm becoming champion. Let me go chill with Wilkes real quick. We have a session now. Wilkes, whoever wants me to collaborate with all of them, let me know in the comment section below. I need to train with these guys. This will be fun. And that's it, guys. I really just want to like go over that video with you guys and just show you, you know, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and my journey in fitness has always been what is necessary for your goals. That's how it's been when I was a strength and conditioning coach. It's always like what is necessary for this person to be good or better or great at whatever they're doing with the genetics that they have. And when I got into bodybuilding, it was more so of like what is necessary for muscle growth to create the physique that I need. What are the tools I need, the reps I need to do, the load I need to use, all those things has been my personal journey. And I have found out that taking things with a great long time and attention, like the duration of set, and finding the perfect load, somewhere between like 30 to 70% of your 1 rep max, taking the load, taking the sets durations long, training the muscle group twice a week if you can, taking enough rest times, you know, 8 to 12 hard sets a day for that muscle group, right? Hard sets. That to me, if I would have trained like this when I said this before, if I would have trained like this now, at the beginning of my bodybuilding career, I would have had this, if not the same or better results, to be honest. And that's what we're here for, guys. For me to teach you guys, that's it. So the guys I listed in this video that are great people to watch them. Good information. They're ex-bodybuilders, retired bodybuilders of some sort. Either got a degree, professors, coaches. You know, they've done it all. They've been there. And they're giving you guys proper information. Logical, practical advice for you guys to for you guys to get better in your overall fitness journey. Anyway, guys, more videos like that. If you want me to see more videos like this, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know who you want me to coach up in this kind of style as well, too. Anyway, guys, in the meantime, you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.